Hi everyone, Anna here, your Tech Fairy, and today we're diving into POSIX threads, also known as Pthreads. For those who like the threads with a side of complexity, if C++ threads are like assembling IKEA furniture, Pthreads are more like building your own furniture from scratch without even instructions. But don't you worry, I'll walk you through it step by step. I'll show you how to create and join threads, plus how to pass parameters for some simple operations. If you are more into C++ standard library threads, check out my other video on that, where thread creation is as easy as following a recipe. But today, it's all about the real nitty-gritty control of pthreads. For POSIX threads, we need to include the pthread library first in our code. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's just include a pthread header here. And now we are ready to create our first thread. First, let's declare our thread by saying pthread, and we can call our thread thread1. Let's save our creativity for more important things like deciding what to have for lunch and call our variable something that leaves nobody guessing. To create a thread, we need to use this long pthread create function. And you know what I love about pthread create function? It's so straightforward, unlike other functions like lseek, where you left wondering what's going on. But imagine you're in an exam and you suddenly blink. You forgot. It's like guessing which way a stock market will go here, up or down. Pthread create or create pthread, probably a 50-50 chance, and you'll guess wrong. So to avoid that, just remember PC, because you're probably on a PC when you create threads. So it's pthread create. Easy to remember, huh? Okay, let's try to memorize what parameters go into this beast, okay? The pthread create function takes several parameters. So the first parameter is a pointer to a pthread t variable, which will store the ID of the newly created pthread, and in our case it's a thread1. The second parameter is a pointer to a pthread attribute structure that specifies the thread attributes. And let's just set it to null because we want to use the default attributes. Some common attributes that can be specified include a stack size, scheduling policy, and thread detached state. We don't need any of this right now, so we just set that as null. The third parameter is a pointer to the function that the thread will execute. So let's call our function, okay? This parameter known as the start routine. The fourth parameter is a pointer to an argument that will be passed to the thread function. So we also can use null pointer here for now, and we will try to pass some parameters later. Can we come up with a mnemonic to memorize the parameters? Let me put my smarty pants glasses on. It will help me think. So we have N for name, A for attribute, F for function, and A for arguments. So what do we get? Nerds always find answers, huh? Well, now I'm definitely never gonna forget what to put in my pthreads. Okay, so now we are ready to write our function that we named function. I know, super creative, right? Oh. The return type for a pthread function is a void pointer. And for POSIX threads, the thread function always has to return a void pointer, which is just a fancy talk for whatever you want, but make sure it's something. And in our case, we return a null pointer because we're not too needy. We just want to say hello and move on, right? Now we need to add an argument, which should be a pointer as well. So this also means that it can be anything. You can pass an integer, a struct, or even your favorite snack, though good luck with that last one. This gives you ultimate flexibility when passing arguments to your threads. So let me now clear this up. The function passed to pthread create always takes a single void pointer argument. Yep, so just one. No need to overthink it. So even when we're not passing any actual data to your function, that void pointer argument is still a must-have. Think of it as an obligatory +1 at the party. Doesn't matter if they don't bring anything to the table, they just still showing up. It's there just to keep things consistent, ensuring your function always has a seat at the table, even if it's just pretending to hold a conversation. Now be ready to add a print statement that can say hello from pthreads. And let's return a null pointer here as well. We can go back to our main and join our thread back to the main thread. Let's now compile and run our program. When we compile our code, we have to use the pthread flag to link the pthread library. Okay, perfect. We can say G++, and then we put the name of our program, -o, and the name of the output file. And now we're ready to add the pthread flag. Okay, now let's run our program. Okay, and there you have it, our print statement. How about we add another thread and try to add a parameter into it? Let's whip up another thread. How about we call it, I don't know, thread 2 sounds good to me. We just copy our create and join function and we can drop them right here. But just to remember to swap our names for a new name, easy peasy. So what should we pass as an argument, huh? How about we give our threads some ID numbers? Let's roll with integers 1 and 2. Sounds good. I don't want to mess with dynamic memory, so let's just declare a couple of integers right here. Now we can send them as a parameters to our function. And remember, nerds always find answers. And by answers, I mean arguments. And so they go in the end of our function. Let's think. So we send in the address of the integer to our function, which means we first need to declare an integer pointer. Since our function takes a void pointer, we can't just throw out numbers in there. We need to send their addresses instead. Got it. Now let's retrieve those arguments in our function. Let's think. So we are sending the address of the integer to our function, which means we first need to declare an integer pointer. Let's call it ID. Now we definitely need to cast something, and we can use a static cast for that. We are casting arg, which is a void pointer, and we're casting it back to an integer pointer so we can access the integer value it points to. Now let's add our ID to the print statement, but remember to dereference it so we access the value stored at the memory address instead of the address itself. Okay, so let's check out what our function prints now. Well, that wasn't too hard, right? It's definitely more work than with regular C threads, but we managed. That's because we didn't do any error checking, which you should never forget to do. Exactly. Skipping error checks is like going bungee jumping without the cord. Sure, it seems thrilling until it really hits. If you want to see how to pass multiple arguments, check out my separate video on that topic. And hey, if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. If there is anything else you unclear about with threads, drop a comment below. I'm here to help. Anna signing off. Bye!